Part 3. Beyond Being, when even self cannot be claimed. In Part I, you saw the body is not you. In Part 2, you saw the mind constructs identity through recurring claims. Now we go further. If the body is not you, if the mind is not you, if even the witness position can be claimed, then what remains? Be careful here. Do not answer quickly. Because whatever you answer can be turned into identity, and this final step is not about creating a new position. It is about removing the last one, the subtle refuge, I am. Many seekers settle in something spacious. They say, I am awareness, I am presence, I am being. This feels stable. There is peace. There is openness. There is less reactivity. But we must look closely. When you say, I am awareness, what is that? It is a thought, a subtle one, a refined one, but still a thought. It appears. It is known. Anything that appears cannot be what you are. Even the sense of spacious presence, if it is felt, is an experience. It comes. It intensifies. It softens. It shifts. If it shifts, it is not final. So do not rest in experience. Go deeper. Awareness as a position. You may say, I am not a thing. I am the awareness in which things appear. Good, but look carefully. That statement still establishes a subtle center. There is still a reference point. I am that. But what is that I? Is it not another mental marker? Even the claim, I am awareness, arises in awareness. So awareness cannot be owned. The moment you say, I am awareness, ownership sneaks back in. Notice this clearly. Awareness does not say I. The thought says I, and that thought is known. So even the most refined spiritual identity can be dismantled. The end of the observer. Let's examine something subtle. When you sit quietly, there may be a sense of observing, a sense of witnessing thoughts pass. That feels impersonal, but observe even that. The feeling of observing is itself an experience. It is known. If it is known, it is not final. So what happens when even the observer is not assumed? There is no center, no position, no owner. Experience continues. Thoughts may arise. Sensations may arise. Life continues. But there is no claimant. This is not dissociation. It is clarity. No final object. At this point, the mind wants something to hold. It wants to say, okay, so what remains? And here is where honesty is required. Nothing remains as an object. No thing. Not a state. Not a feeling. Not a position. Not an identity. You cannot experience what you are as an object. You cannot observe it. You cannot define it. You cannot conclude it. Every attempt to do so becomes thought, and thought is known. So what you are cannot be held, and it does not need to be. Silence is not a state. Be careful of another subtle trap. You may feel deep silence, and then conclude, this silence is what I am. But silence as an experience can come and go. If the environment becomes noisy, does what you are disappear? No. So silence as a sensory state is not final. Even inner quiet is an experience. What you are is not a state. It does not begin. It does not intensify. It does not fade. It does not need to be maintained. Before thought says I, let's make this simple. Right now, before a thought says I, before ownership appears, before narrative begins, what is there? Do not describe it, just notice. There is no center there, no boundary, no identity, no form. And yet, experience appears. This cannot be turned into a position, because the moment you say, I am that, thought has already entered. So this final movement is not about claiming, it is about not claiming. Nothing to maintain, there is nothing to stabilize, nothing to hold on to, nothing to become. The illusion required maintenance. Identity required reinforcement. Spiritual positions required repetition. But what you are does not require effort. Effort implies a center trying to preserve something. Without ownership, life moves naturally. Speaking happens, action happens, emotion happens, thinking happens, but no one stands behind it claiming it. The end of seeking. Seeking is the attempt to reach something, but what you are is not ahead of you. It is not deeper in time. It is not hidden in a future realization. Seeking presumes distance, but examine that assumption. Distance exists only in thought. The moment seeking stops, not suppressed, but seen, what remains is not a state. It is simply what has always been here, without name, without form, without identity. The final removal. Let's remove even this. Do not call it awareness. Do not call it being. Do not call it source. Do not call it self. Every name creates objectification. Every label creates subtle separation. Nothing needs to be concluded. Nothing needs to be declared. Experience moves. No owner appears. That is enough. The closing question of the series. Before the body, before the mind, before awareness is named, before any claim is made, what are you? Do not answer. Remain without conclusion. You have now seen. The body is not you. The mind is not you. The witness is not final. Do not replace one identity with another. Do not conclude too quickly. Stay where no claim survives. Stay where nothing can be held, and see what remains. If this series helped you, like, subscribe, share it with other seekers, and most importantly, do not believe this. Look,